Some video projects just have challenging logistics, but it's how you respond and work to figure it out that matters. In today's behind the scenes video, I'm gonna show you how we did that and how we set up a professional studio in an awful hotel boardroom. Hey everyone, my name's AJ and I'm a video director based in Atlanta, Georgia, and we love to tell unique stories of our clients. And we do that through amazing video content. And one of the clients we get to do that for invited us to their annual conference. So two of us went down to capture this year's conference, and it was full of exciting, fun elements, and we had a really great time, but it also was full of challenging logistics. And that happens sometimes on a project. There's usually a way around some of these problems. It takes hard work and it takes some creative thinking, but you can get through them. So we're gonna talk about that today. First off, let's talk about getting there. It's only a 7-hour drive, but I had the unique challenge of bringing my family with me. So I needed to bring them, their stuff, as well as all my stuff. So that meant a 15-passenger van. Well, that ended up being easier than I thought it was gonna be. Lots of room. I shipped a ton of gear directly from the rental house to Orlando. So it was waiting for me when I got there. I brought some of my gear and I brought my family and all of their stuff. When we arrived, I actually took them to their hotel. They were staying in a different hotel than me so that I could focus on work and they could focus on having a good winter break. So I dropped them off at their hotel and unloaded all their stuff, went to my hotel, unloaded all of my stuff. And then the next day I would go and pick up all the rental stuff. And one of the things I wanted to do was get the jib, which comes in several pieces, but the camera crane needed to go into the ballroom before they set up chairs and all of that. So I loaded that in. Fortunately, Michael was there to help me kind of get situated and get that set up. He's an employee of the client and he's incredibly awesome to work with because he always lends a hand, always gives clear, helpful information, and is just a super awesome guy. I love hanging out with him. Okay, finally done for the day. Been up since 3 a.m. when we got up to make the drive down to Florida. Everything's loaded in, looking forward to a good night's sleep. Pretty exhausted, to be honest with you. Hit the ground running first thing in the morning, but here, made it to the hotel room. All right, got a good night's sleep. Victor arrived. Hey, welcome to the project, Victor.
Hey guys.
We went, got all the lens rental stuff today, 12 boxes. Got everything loaded in here now. We're gonna get set up, a couple hours here, getting that done, and then we're gonna grab some lunch and we start filming this afternoon. So let's talk real quick about why we were even there, what we needed to do. We were there to capture video, high quality, cinematic looking video of the event for a video they called the Conference Experience video. And the goal here was not just to do a recap, the goal was to create a really engaging video that helped viewers understand what it felt like to be there, what the impact of the event has on people who have attended in the past. So part one was to create that conference experience video. We also were capturing event photos as we were available, and you know, throughout our filming times, we would also get photos of the event so that they could use those. So the studio space we set up was used for interviews for the conference experience video that we were creating, but also double purpose, and we kind of had to do some finagling to make it work, was it was gonna be used as a green screen set for the presenters who spoke on stage in the main sessions and things to come into the studio space and deliver a short version of their same talk that would then be used for digital distribution or product delivery, something like that. But it needed to be dialed in and perfect rather than just a capture from what's on stage. It's captured in a more intimate, direct to camera way in our studio. So over the course of the 3-day event, we had multiple objectives to conquer. And this room was not great. They were just out of space. The conference itself has gotten so large, they've needed every single square foot of event space that they could get. So our room that we got to use as our studio was very echoey. The ceilings were really low, so we couldn't get our lights, up in the air like we normally would. So it definitely presented some challenges, but we worked through that, figured out how we were gonna make it look and sound as good as we could. We were setting up 2 looks in this space. One of them was a green screen, and that was for some of the presentations that people would come in and give direct to camera. Okay, this is what, it's a set change. So this is what's called the yellow couch set. And we're doing a whole series of videos that are all done, these kind of, story-based videos done on yellow couch. So this is actually the same studio setup. Everything, gear and everything's the same as what we would do on the green screen. We just moved the green screen out and brought this in. I thought that they were gonna be able to be lit fairly similarly, and it turned out that we needed to move a lot when we needed to switch from one set to the other. And although we tried to be as efficient as we could and only switch that once, we had to actually go back and forth a few times, unfortunately. But in the end, nobody watching a video has any idea. All right, time for a quick studio tour of the space we've been shooting in. So just kind of our staging area over here, everything's just piled, in prep mode, open cases, all that stuff. We'll probably do a better job of cleaning that stuff up, but that's where we're kind of organizing everything. And this is the actual shooting spot. So camera situation is over here. This is the C80, using that for the first time. And love it, got the prompter set up on there as well. Normal prompter script and whatever, but the way that I've got this set up for the talent is that I've got them a foot pedal, and so what I can do is I can tap and start and stop script. So you can see the script is rolling, and here's the foot pedal. When they tap start, and if they or stop, and if they hit the left button, it goes backwards. So they have full control of that, and the viewer doesn't really know because they're doing it with their feet. So all the talent has been really loving that. Big soft light source, so doing the big 8x, we're sending light through it through a huge modifier, and that's the Aperture 600X, sending a ton of light onto the set. Right now we're in green screen mode. We also have a set that's got a couch and a backdrop. The backdrop is behind the green screen right now, so we can slide that out of the way. Got our hair light over there. I believe that's 200 watt aperture. We got the 300Xs sending some soft light, not much, honestly. I mean, those pictures are at like 5% or something on the backdrop back there. And of course, audio, boom audio. This is a studio space, and it's serving our purposes well here. And we got one more day of filming tomorrow. In addition to filming in the studio space where we would do the interviews and we would do some of the presentations direct to camera, we also needed to film the event itself. And so there's about 3,000 attendees this year. So we needed to film the main sessions, which had speakers and music and comedy elements. We needed to film that, and we did that with the jib and some handheld shots. We also used a gimbal and got just a variety. We even did some behind the scenes shots, which I thought were super cool. That was actually their idea, to kind of show some of the, video world backstage and the host going out on stage. There were also breakout sessions and meals, and there was an exhibit hall. So we did our best to capture those elements as well and really give the viewer of the conference experience video a look into what it looks and feels like to actually be there. We didn't shoot anything from the outsider looking in perspective. We tried to shoot everything as if you were immersed in it, what it felt like to actually be there. We did multiple shoots, set changes and stuff in this room. We shot some general session stuff at the conference. I ran the jib, which was kind of fun. I haven't done that in a while. I did that in the main session. Victor captured tons of amazing slow-mo, cool footage in that session as well. And so after a few days of running around like crazy, capturing as much footage as we could, when it was all said and done, it was time to tear it down and ship everything back. So those 12 boxes needed to be repacked, which actually took quite a while to do. Getting everything organized, get it back into the van. We went back to FedEx and dropped that off. And once we shipped everything back, I felt just kind of a sigh of relief that everything was out of the hotel. I got all my stuff back in the van. We did all of that, and it took a lot of effort and energy, and we ran into challenges, and we had to kind of overcome some of that stuff, and we were tired, but the client really didn't have to experience any of that with us, which was great. They got to do their event. They hosted an amazing conference, and they created an experience for people that were there. Our job was to capture the event and create a video to show people what that experience was like. So I really liked that the client wasn't bogged down in any way by some of the logistical things that we dealt with. We got to carry that for them. We accomplished what we went there to do, and the video itself turned out incredible. So with the client happy and everything is done and everything is loaded back in the van and shipped off, and now I can drive across the street, meet up with my family at Disney, and no, we did not drive home. We ran the Disney Princess Half Marathon.